You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's So You Think You Can Dance After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's So You Think You Can Dance After Show.
Hey everyone, we are back for another week of So You Think You Can Dance. It is the top 8, and I'll tell you, it was a controversial week. I'm Kristyn Burtt, and joining me is my co-host, Chloe West.
Hello, Kristyn.
Good
we have a big day today.
Hashtag girl party.
Hashtag girl party.
Yes. If you guys didn't see last week's show, Jake is done for the season. He is off in San Diego doing Catch Me If You Can, but we will see him back for Dancing with the Stars later in the fall. But our 2 guests, and we're supposed to have 3 guests, but we'll explain that. Let's introduce our first 2 guests. We've got Makenzie Dustman. How are you?
Hello, I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yes. And also Jasmine Harper, both from season 10. How are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Oh, we're so glad you guys are here. Courtney Galliano is supposed to be here. She's stuck on set, which is great because we love that she's working. So we'll figure out when we can have her back on because we want to talk about her dance walk that you and I are participating in.
Absolutely.
All right. We've got so much to talk about, so much to ask you guys about. And it was Michael Jackson night. You were an all-star this week.
Yes,
you were an all-star
I was.
last week.
Yes.
So you guys have the insight on all of this. And we kicked it off with the opening number choreographed by Travis Payne, Michael Jackson's choreographer.
Yes.
So cool. I love that. They tied it all in with that. I thought that was great. I wasn't totally in love with the girls' costumes. I thought there was a lot of camel toe happening.
No one wants to wear a unitard. Who wants to wear a unitard?
I love unitards, actually. I do. I don't want to wear a unitard. I just didn't think that one was great. But I thought the number was overall, it was really fun. And, but I don't know. It didn't seem like they had a lot of time to work on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a little sloppy for what we're normally used to seeing, but I always love seeing Michael Jackson choreography.
Right.
It's like a throwback to the 80s and stuff. What did you guys see in studio?
Well, when I was talking to the dancers, since I was kind of with them throughout the week, they said it was the hardest thing that they've ever learned, just because it's so hard, because it's Michael. And to try and portray or even be anything close to him is so hard, and that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they were feeling throughout the week, and so maybe it didn't show like they wanted.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm pretty sure, I haven't talked to any of them about it, but if there's a style that you're kind of uncomfortable with, it just, if you're not comfortable with something and you go on stage, it just sometimes doesn't come across the best that it could. So I'm pretty sure
But
it's hard
still,
to pick it up.
still turned out
Yeah, I mean,
so good.
oh,
and the
yeah.
choreography and the musicality and
It was
everything,
awesome.
It was different, and
Yeah.
I think it was really good for them to do something different.
I think so too. I think it's always important to get different styles and stuff like that. And oftentimes the opening numbers, you get the big contemporary number and stuff like that. So it's nice to see something fresh and exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our judges this week, of course, Nigel Mary, and then Jenna Dewan Tatum was back. We were talking about how gorgeous she was, like
so beautiful.
stunning,
Oh
like
my God,
ridiculous.
I was
I know.
just drooling over her. So
And it was
beautiful.
kind of fun that they showed a clip of her dancing because
I loved that. I also was like,
yeah.
I want to be in that bar with you in the 70s. Like,
why not?
Yeah, it was
cool.
awesome.
All right, let's kick it off because there's so much to talk about this night, and a lot of the fans are very upset as to who went home. It was hard to say goodbye to Tanisha, and God bless Rudy. That kid is so emotional.
I know.
He just wears his heart on his sleeve, and watching the tears stream down his face and his parents and I was dying.
Oh, that shot of his parents was heartbreaking.
It made me sad. It made me really, really sad. And did I ever think he was going to win? I just didn't. But I just love the enthusiasm,
His passion.
What he brought to the series, because he was just different than all of the other contestants. And I don't know how you don't love him.
I would love to hear what Mary thought, because I feel like him and Mary had such a connection.
I saw Mary at the Teen Choice Awards and interviewed her, and she said, for sure, hands down, Rudy is going to be in the top 4. That's what she said on Sunday. So I thought that was kind of interesting that, a couple days later we see that he's not here anymore. So
I mean, I knew she loved him. They like had such a loud connection.
they had a loud connection. I think that he and Kat also had like a fun little friendship too. I thought it was cute. All right, we kick it off with Tanisha doing her solo. I feel like, what are we doing the solos for? I'm like, I miss them, but we're not saving anyone.
Yeah, I thought they were weird. And I also thought, did you guys notice there was no, so you think you can dance?
No countdown.
At the end. I was bummed. I thought that was always...
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that. I remember Ricky came up to me that week and I was asking them about solos and he was like, yeah, the little like tag on the end isn't there anymore. But they were like excited about it. They're like, it's nice because it doesn't...
Because they're not dancing for their life, they're just showcasing their solos, I think. So maybe that's why. I'm not sure why they changed that, but
I miss the dance for your life because it gives you an opportunity to be like, this
show
is
why
what
you're here.
Yeah. And you see it when people are like, I'm just gonna go all out. I'm fighting to stay here.
Survival mode. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's killer. And I guess you don't feel that fight. I guess that's what it is. You don't feel the fight from the dancers when they're
In
just doing their
Tanisha's,
solos.
I definitely did. I mean, I thought her
Those
solo...
heels, too. She's like doing aerials and like all this like tumbling work.
But she's fighting. She's just dancing. She's
Right,
not fighting
right.
to stay on the show. I mean, I guess she didn't because the vote's already in at that point. There's nothing. There's no
I know,
judges
that's
saves.
what or like I sort of wish they would implement what The Voice does a little bit with like a Twitter save. Like I wish we were able to, since there's not 2 nights anymore, somehow we were able to like save them in the moment or something, because honestly, I think if we were, I don't think Tanisha and Rudy would be going home.
Yeah. And Mary said, she said, I wish we had at least a wild card, just like one that we could use.
Yeah. Well, and that's how last season was. They were able to save people, and the choreographers were able to also have a say because they're the ones working with the contestants off camera. But now it's strictly just votes, so you really just don't know what is going to happen or who's going to go home.
Yeah,
so
Mandy
it's very
Moore was
interesting.
here a few weeks ago, and she said this season they hardly talk to the choreographers.
Yeah,
They don't ask for feedback.
Which is crazy, because I feel like Jenna was saved a lot, y'all, season.
Jenna and I, we were I was in
Right.
the bottom 4 times. We switched off being in the bottom every week, and thank God for the choreographers, because if not, I probably would have gone home the first week. So
And it's so
it
important.
helps to have their input.
It's important to have their input because they see your work ethic, they see
An
your-
attitude.
Yeah, just all of that
totally.
stuff I think plays a part in who should be saved on the show.
Yeah.
But when it's just votes, it's just they see you're dancing and that's pretty much
and
it.
then your 30-second package.
Yeah, and
about
that's
it.
all they're judging from. So
And so important for you guys, even when you go out to into the professional world after the show. It's like you need to know what the feedback is on you guys. Are you doing well in rehearsal? Like, are you doing the right things? Are you coming in with the right attitude? And missing out on that, I think, misses out on an opportunity for when everyone is off the show and auditioning with everybody else. So, so important. But Tanisha Solo was great.
yeah,
She's
full out all the time.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
so versatile.
I know, we loved
She can
her.
do anything.
We move on to the first couple of the night, which was Ricky and Jamie Goodwin, who was here last week in studio with Nick. And I'll tell you, those two were spitfires. We got some interesting feedback on Nick. We'll get to that when we get to his dance, and I'll just say a little thing. But she had told us she was working with Travis Wall, and probably one of the most, I don't know, one of the best covers of the Charlie Chaplin song that Michael Jackson has ever done. I mean, Smile.
So
It's haunting.
And it was cool to see a contemporary dance that was like lighthearted, because
Yes.
you don't always see that on the show. It's very emotional and dramatic, and it was really nice to see something like just happy
Uplifting, yeah.
and it just literally uplifting and happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Smile.
ended it and I was like, oh, that was so sweet.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It
and
was
of
really
course,
cool.
they're beautiful dancers, and I mean, Ricky can do no wrong.
Yeah, he's
It's
awesome.
insanity. But yeah, it was so nice to see just like a nice, pleasant contemporary
dance.
dance.
No,
Not like
breaking up,
Breaking hearts.
Dying of cancer.
Yeah,
It's always
died. No one broke up. Everyone's happy inside.
And I love that they showed Victor Smalley. He's had tremendous success with his studio and his students. So it was nice to see them
I thought
feature
that was so cool.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
And like, I'm sure Nigel loves that. He's like, so you think you can dance is breathing more, so you think you can dancers.
Baby dancers, like baby so you thinkers.
I love it.
But the best thing with Travis said, he wanted Ricky's bones to escape his skin. And I'm like,
Love that.
what? Well, you've got, I'm like, what is it when you guys have like beyond 180 extension? I'm like, I've got the girl in the room right here.
Yeah, really.
Ricky's the same way. I'm like,
Yeah, it's incredible to watch him. Even, I mean, we'll get to his solo, but it was just mind-blowing.
Unbelievable. He was safe, of course. I mean, this just really showcased what he does best. And he's got Anya next week, and I thought,
Yes.
he's got a woman to dance
He's
with.
excited. He said he's a little nervous, but he's excited for it because for something different. Because this week, I mean, that's what the whole show's about.
Yep.
It's not to be comfortable the whole
be a
time. It's to challenge
challenge.
yourself and to do something. And Anya, she's gonna really
Bring out another
in
side,
him.
I think, which is
he
good for
needs
America
that.
to
He
see.
needs
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it'll be
I
good.
love that they talked about how he saves everything. Like, he saves the note cards
And puts it in his little
Scrapbook and
yeah,
journal.
that's awesome.
so cute.
Now, was there anyone that you got last year as an all-star that you thought, oh gosh, it's going to be so hard, or you were overwhelmed or nervous to work with?
Well, I was lucky enough to I was just there for 1 week of All-Star Week, but I had Jacob Carr, but that's how I did feel with Jacob Carr because those legs and his feet, just everything about him, his facility is like so intimidating. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, do I seriously have to do this? But no, he was like so inspiring and was there for me, and they make you better. Like All-Stars, they just make you feel so comfortable and they know what you've been through.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool for us to be able to go back and do that because we didn't go through all that stress and all
Yeah.
the emotional things for no reason. We're now there
Yeah.
to help and
At first, for us, we were like, we're so fresh. We just got off the show, so we don't know how it's going to be the experience.
Going back
but
so
it's, I think it's a plus because we know exactly how they're feeling in this moment. So we're like, we got you. Like, we know you're stressed.
everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Like,
So it was.
Yeah.
It's cool
Yeah.
to be back as an all-star.
And what was it like working with Emilio? Because he was in your cast,
Awesome. Oh,
which
I
is
know.
so crazy.
I'd say it's season 10 and a half. That was our routine last week. But it was awesome. He's such a hard worker and such a genuine, like, guy. He's so sweet.
Yeah,
He's
even apart
awesome.
from dancing, he's just an awesome person.
He really is. So it
fun.
was so fun working with him, and I'm so proud of him.
I was so
everything.
sad to see him go. I really
couldn't
thought
believe it.
him and Ricky were going to be in the top two. Like, I was saying that from the beginning of the season.
Honestly,
so
all the guys,
They're
I
amazing.
couldn't really choose because him and Zach were in the bottom, and I had
Yeah,
really just
oof.
seen Zach, and I was like, wait, he is really great. Like, I finally started seeing something in him, and so once him and Amelia were in the bottom, I was like, either
you don't
way,
know
it's like
what's gonna
you're
happen.
losing something super special.
yeah, it's
So what's it like in the room with the All-Stars? Like, when you guys were on the show and now, like, being the All-Star, like, are you taking, like, what they kind of gave you? Or, you know, like, do they give you tips? Or what was it like? Because for, like, you danced with Comfort that one week,
Yeah.
which was one of my all-time favorite dances.
and by the way, it's Emmy nominated, which
Yes.
is being handed out on Saturday. so
yeah, I'm
I think
excited
it's Nappy Tabs to win because you guys did that awesome opening number
Putting on
too.
the Ritz.
Put on
Yeah,
the
that was
Ritz.
a fun one.
I love that.
that
It's
one was ridiculous.
That
I
was
mean,
a
that's
fun
like
one.
historical.
I think that's my funnest, one of our funnest group
Yeah,
routines to do.
because I mean, it was one shot. Like we
Yeah,
had
it's
to do
fun
it
to
in one.
film.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so much fun, and it was different. You don't see
Were you
like
guys
the
just, like,
behind the scenes
running?
stuff.
yes,
Yeah,
through the
pretty
studio
much.
and quick changing.
Like we were running and just stripping our clothes. So
We had like zippers on the backs of our tuxedos. Or no,
we took off the sweatshirts and everything.
We were wearing like 5
sweatpants.
layers of clothes, so we were like different.
You're like 20 pounds at the heavier at the beginning.
But that was a fun one.
And we
so
got to do that on
creative.
tour, so it was really cool. That was our
Yeah,
opening.
we did that on
Oh,
tour.
That's
wow.
awesome.
Which is it worked out cool. We came down the aisle, so the
Yeah, we came
audience
through the
wasn't expecting
audience.
that. And onto
It was
the
just-
stage. So
yeah,
it was
a fun opening number.
Yeah.
You guys had the most successful tour out of any season that they're doing 70 cities this year.
Yeah.
They're going
so
through.
We're kind of upset
a
about
little bitter.
They're going through a little bit. But it's because of you guys that you did so well.
I know.
we had so much fun on tour. Our season was so close, and we just had the time of our
I
lives
felt
on
like
tour.
I was going through a breakup when we left. Like I was so
Seriously.
depressed. I got home and I was like,
What do I do next?
I was like crying. We cried. We were all
We could have
bawling.
went 40 more cities.
Oh
easily.
yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
Well, they're going to
Easily.
like February this year,
Yeah,
so.
I know.
They're
So
so
jealous.
lucky.
I'm
They're gonna
so
have so
jealous.
much fun though.
Yeah, I'm so excited
It's an awesome
for them.
experience.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool.
All right, let's move along to Zach's solo.
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
Zachary.
And can I just say, the costume was perfect for Michael Jackson week. I loved that he did that with the hat and the white shirt.
Yep.
I loved
just
it.
simple and like.
His tap
He's such
routine
an
was
artist.
fantastic,
I'm
too.
pretty
was
sure he just
awesome.
freestyled it. Too. He was like, "Was that good improv?" And I was like, "Stop being so cool. He's so cool.
He's awesome.
What?
He just is.
Everyone we've heard from
so
is
effortless.
is saying, like, don't underestimate Zach.
Yeah.
Don't.
He's like, and even with the dance that we had, we didn't have a lot of partner work. It was all like more side by side Broadway kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Of a routine, but I didn't get to like partner with him, but just as like a dancing like energy, he's so great to work with. Like I'm excited for what he's gonna do after this because all the choreographers are obsessed with him.
They are. We've heard from them, so
yeah.
they're definitely saying that. Then we go to Valerie and Ryan, and I'm going to throw this out. Why isn't Ryan a pro on Dancing with the Stars? Like, why have they skipped him?
Because he's forgettable. That's why.
Oh.
I think after this he won't be, but until they brought him back this season, I was like, hell, oh, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think
I don't
now
think he's forgettable.
I think now he's not going to be forgettable because of course he's so hunky and he's obviously so
strong.
talented. But I think before they brought him back, it was like who Ryan and like because Ryan, I just like hit that just Ryan. Like I don't know, I couldn't remember. I couldn't picture what he looked
that's
like.
That's the cool thing about All Stars. I mean, I loved that Nick was back. Like,
Yes.
because there wouldn't
Season
be a
one.
season
So
11
cool.
if there wasn't
Season
a
one.
Season one.
love
So
that,
it's so
yeah.
great that they bring back these new All Stars and you remember them and see how amazing they were and
they're the
why this
reason
show,
why it's
still going on. So it's so great to have all those All Stars.
It would be cool next season if they do.
I want this so bad. Okay, here's my plan. This is a great way
She's
to
got a
bring
plan.
up. Yeah, this is how I'm gonna get it out there. Okay, so this is what I want to happen. No more new contestants. No more. I want all of the previous contestants to go through Vegas round, like, and compete to try to get on the show again. We have a top 20, 30, whatever they want to do. And I
It's like
mean,
an all-star edition.
Yeah, All-Star edition.
Dancing with the Stars did that.
Really?
Yeah.
They should.
And it was
totally
their
do
worst rated season, I will tell you. By the way.
I feel like with So You Think though,
It would be
that's
different.
the reason people still watch it.
All-Stars.
All-Stars come back. Like,
They get excited.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's why you have Twitch on every single week for All Stars. Come on,
right.
let's be
There's
honest.
favorites
seriously.
that people miss, and you
Yeah.
know you don't
They
get to see them
wanna
until.
see.
Wait, would Travis be a contestant then?
I say we all compete. I
all
mean,
right,
that would,
Jasmine, I don't know if I could do that again.
it
I will
sounds
watch.
good.
No, that would be so fun. That would
That's
be really
hilarious.
fun.
I
mean,
would
that would be
love
so
to
cool.
see Vegas Week with all you guys now that you're professionals,
After the
you know?
show, people grow so much, and it would be cool. Okay,
I'm like,
I would love that.
I know you would kill it.
All right, let's bring it back to Valerie and Ryan. We got to get through all these dances too. Valerie and Ryan, Jean-Marc Généraux, you know you're going to get something with tons of
Samba
character
is so fun.
doing the samba. Samba rolls. Want to be starting something. You know it was like...
Yeah, and
So hard.
I had seen her just grow so much throughout the whole week, though. I mean, when you do something like that, like we were saying, that you're not comfortable with, it is so hard to look sexy and confident.
Yeah.
When you're doing something that you don't feel sexy or confident doing. And she had just looked better every single time she did it last night. I thought she did so good.
I thought
So
she had
beautiful.
some nice maturity. They kept calling her out on not being mature per se, but at the same time, I'm like, I've seen the growth because she's got a youthful energy, and she's going to have to battle that if she's doing some more mature pieces. But I go commercially, she's going to work a ton because Disney's going to snap her up. That cute little freckle face, like, come on.
It's so cute.
She's adorable. It's like Melise last year too had that same sort of like,
little
I'm young,
button.
I'm youthful, and now she's on Teen Beach Movie too. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I think and it also shows how strong Ryan is as a partner because he must have really helped her. I mean, that, like, when they were walking across the stage together, I thought that was her best moment. And you're like, oh, she's killing it. Also, I want that costume. That's all I'm saying.
Halloween.
Like, I want that tail feather.
This will be interesting because her all-star next week is Twitch.
Yeah.
Another
That'll be
good
fun.
one.
I think that's going to bring another side out of
Yes.
her, which is great. That's what it's all
And
about,
Twitch
you
is
know?
such an awesome person. To
Oh,
work with.
yeah, he's
So
a great all-star.
encouraging and-
I know. I always say that he and Allison are like the nicest people ever.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you saw them on the red carpet. I'm like, and trust me, they're exactly what you expect them to be. Nice, kind. I call them like, Beyonce and Jay-Z of dance because they are. They're that great. Casey's solo. I kind of like that it was kind of big and epic to start with, and then it was quiet at the end instead of like the big finish.
I just thought it was spinning the whole time. Like, I thought it was exactly like his
pretty.
last solo.
I actually really liked it.
I thought it was
Yeah?
pretty,
Yeah, because I mean, when you have something to show off, you have to do that.
Yep.
Right.
And I mean, same with Jessica. Those turns that she does, like, if you have it, that's what you need to be doing. And I liked it a lot, actually. I thought it was one of his best solos that he's done.
I think so too. If you've got it, do it.
Yeah, if you have it, then freaking flaunt it.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
because you might not be able to.
Yeah,
later, you
That's
know?
true.
I know.
Yeah.
And he's someone that has hit at the bottom quite a bit too. So he's definitely someone that probably just you have to throw out all your tricks at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
go
You
for
only
it.
have like 30 seconds. So
Yeah. What else are you gonna do?
That I can't believe they're 30 seconds. I can't even imagine preparing. Like, what can I
yeah,
do
what
in
do I do?
30 seconds?
Did you guys run into any of the situation? We've talked a lot about music clearance and rights, where at the last minute they're like, your song is not cleared.
Not at the last minute.
Not
We
for solos. But
Yeah.
I know last year that happened to Spencer with one of his dances.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything got changed. His music got changed. The props were taken away, and his dancers switched. So it was like the night before. So he went in with like nothing.
Yeah, you're like, I had a whole dance, now I can't do it.
Yeah, so stuff like that happens. But I've never personally ran into anything with solo music or.
I know it's happened.
Thankfully,
Yeah, because that's got to be, if you're doing your solo dancing for your life, you're like, shoot.
And you don't even like it. You know, it's the song that you want. to
Yeah,
dance
they're
to.
like, sorry. From Casey solo, they went into Rudy's solo, and I just go, he's such a little performer.
That's what I
loved
wrote.
it.
I was like, just so entertaining.
warrior.
all the accents that he was hitting and everything.
He's
I
so
loved
strong.
it.
He's so strong.
He's
He's
powerful.
awesome.
And his improvement, I thought, overall this season was probably one of the greatest, too, I think.
I agree.
I think him and Valerie are like most improved. I think Zach, I don't necessarily know if Zach's really improving. I have a feeling he was always that awesome.
Yes, but
and
no
it's
one
like,
really expected it or
Yeah.
saw it, but now people are like, wait, what are you?
yeah,
they're
yeah.
great.
Where Valerie
Dark horse.
and I feel like Rudy like actually have just been like stretching and growing as
Yep.
dancers.
And I think that's great because that's what the show's all about. You get to see a little journey. And then we've got Casey and Comfort doing a Far Side and Phoenix routine. This is Michael Jackson's Escape. And this is what I wrote for my notes. Comfort, comfort,
I know.
comfort.
She is like, I thought dress rehearsal was good, but then when I saw like the show, I was like, what? Like, how did you do better? than she is insane. Like, her energy.
What is it? I sent her a note today,
special.
and because I just was like, this was amazing. And I'm like, is it possible that she gets better every time I see her? Because she's already at an elite level. Or she's already way up here. So, but I feel like she gets better and better. I think she gets more gorgeous every time I see her.
Yeah.
The woman is so fit. I was like,
I know
in
her
that-
body.
Yeah.
And she's just all muscle. She looks beautiful, and I couldn't take my eyes off of her.
Yeah, I agree. I tried to watch Casey and I thought for him he was like doing such a good job, but I can't even imagine what his mental state was dancing with Comfort and like just being like, I'm just gonna keep up. Like that's the best I can
we were
do.
talking about how it's probably the same how Nico was last year with her, because they both are
That was a
contemporary
great one.
dancers.
Yeah,
They have the
and they
same-
remind me of each other actually.
Yeah. So I think they both understand that, but she's so great. She's a star.
But you kept up with Comfort last year. I mean, look at
Jasmine is not. Jasmine is special. She is.
But I think it is one of those things, and Nigel mentioned it last night, you know, our All-Stars, do they hinder or do they help? And I always think that they help, because you guys, if you're going to go out there and dance professionally, you got to be able to rise to the challenge. And if someone's going to be dancing the way Comfort dances, you better find a way to be seen and dance. And, you know, he didn't embarrass himself by any means. When I did watch him, he looked great and everything else. It's just that Comfort is so, I mean, she's so stunning and she's such an incredible dancer. It's hard not to take your eyes off of her. She was also the focal point. She was the spider.
Yeah,
So.
I think it was choreographed a little bit, so you kind of are watching her and just what his reactions to her are.
Yeah, and that makes me think choreographically, should it have been, you know, if they had a male all-star and then the female contestant as the spider, would have that been different? Because then the focus is not on the all-star.
Yeah, and I mean, it's their first season, the choreographers for Farside and Phoenix for the show, so I'm sure they'll like learn as they go. But I thought it was cool that they brought them back for another number.
And I loved their group routine number.
The
Academy
Academy
of
dance was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was so awesome.
It was so great.
Academy of Villains are great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw
They know
them
what they're
at
doing.
National Dance Day, and I was like, and they were rehearsing behind the scenes because I was backstage like the whole time, and they kept like over and over and over.
I
and
love
over. I was like,
that.
unbelievable to watch. So they are hard workers. Oh, guess what? Casey has Makenzie next week.
Hey!
Do you start rehearsal tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, very
I'm so
good.
excited. And
Do you-
I've known Casey for a while. We've have competed against each other growing up, and I've danced with him in a couple of little like company things. So I'm really excited to
He's
actually
adorable.
get a partner with him now. So,
He's adorable.
Do you know who your choreographer is and what you're dancing yet?
maybe.
They can't say, but maybe we can get it off air.
No, I'm excited for it.
I got Jamie and Nick to spill the beans, but I didn't spill all week because I was like, everyone should be surprised. All right, then we go on to Jackie's solo. What did everyone think of Jackie's solo?
I thought it was actually really beautiful.
Yeah.
I thought she looked really good. Yeah.
She's a pretty dancer.
Yeah.
Go. I know
She's
you got
very pretty. I just wrote okay. I just think as a ballerina, I think I want to see her on her toes more. I think she gets on her toes and then gets off. Like she's on her blocks very quickly.
I wonder though, where you're not doing, like ballet class and point work every single day.
That's true.
It gets nerve-wracking if you're not rehearsing every single day in point shoes. I used to find that I'd be like, oh.
Totally, and I can definitely see that. I mean, she had hip hop this week, so when's she gonna get time to really get on those blocks and work that? So I do totally get that. But being the ballerina on the show, there's so much pressure.
Yeah, that's very true.
And I think, it's hard. Now we're seeing it in later seasons, more ballerinas, but we really never saw many for a long time. And it's hard to be a ballerina on this show. And Jackie's doing such a good job, but I did write, for me, I was like, I really want to see you be this ballerina.
And you're following in Eliana's footsteps only a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, and you worked with Keon last week, and he's like Prince Charming for goodness sakes. That's tough.
It's hard too. There's, like we were saying, only 30 seconds, so you have to choreograph smart. I think you're so
which has got to be tough because if you're not a choreographer,
it was hard.
That was the most stressful part for me. I would say solos, and they had to do a lot less than we did. Obviously, we had to do a solo every week if we were in the bottom.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to just be smart when you choreograph.
Yeah.
And are you guys, when are you rehearsing these? I mean, because at night,
whenever we have time. Really.
Yeah, we don't.
You're in the shower.
Yeah,
you're and I got it.
By the pool at the apartment complex. I won't say what it is, but everyone's there. All right. So before we get on to the last dances, I do want to just thank everyone for downloading us on iTunes, rating us 5 stars. Tell a friend, share the show, because I'll tell you, we've seen our viewership grow over the last couple seasons, and we sure appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that's why we get to bring on guests like Makenzie and Jasmine. And thanks for all of you guys watching on YouTube as well. Lots of comments. We're listening.
Yeah.
We are listening.
Right and below.
Yeah, don't worry. All right, let's move on to Tanisha and Nick with a Stacy Tookey piece. She's out of my life.
I thought it was awesome.
So perfect. I thought it was pretty perfect.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And I was so
She's
excited
so strong.
for Tanisha to dance with someone like Nick. He is just unreal and technically so
different.
awesome.
It was is it jazz? Is it contemporary? It was so different.
Yeah.
It was cool for Stacy too.
Yeah.
It was a different style for her as well. So
I loved
it was
it.
just a beautiful creation.
Yeah, it's been fun to see Stacy's choreography this year because she's pregnant, and I always think that life moments kind of bring different things creatively to the table. I think we see it a lot with Sonia Taya. You always know, she's in an emotional part of her life right now, or she's not. She's really,
she's like a warrior part of her life.
So cool.
That was all season, I think.
Yeah, she warrior. Was fighter.
Yeah, she's a warrior.
Something.
But I love that, and I think we're seeing that with Stacy quite a bit too. So it's been kind of fun just to see and everything. And one thing about Tanisha, and I think we haven't seen this from a lot of the female contestants, is that maturity. She's got that, and I looked at the ages of everyone that's left. Everyone's either 18 to 20, so everyone's young.
Babies.
Babies, exactly. There's no one that's even 24 that's left on the show this season. So for her to kind of have that depth to her dancing.
Yeah, I just wrote strong and elegant. And I think it's hard to be both those things at the same time. And she seems to do it so well. She's so strong and she's so elegant that it's because sometimes when they're too strong, as a female, it pulls you out a little bit because you still want to see that beautiful dancer, and then she just does both.
Beautiful fluidity.
Yeah.
And it's sexy too. Maybe that's where the ballroom comes from.
Yeah.
But she is such a woman when she dances, and it's so gorgeous to watch.
And they were we want more vulnerability. I'm I don't know. I felt it. I don't know.
I was surprised at that. I think in her solos, they could ask for that, but she's always playing a character, and I think she is never, it's never when they said with Rudy, when he was in character and then he went to do his turns and he was just, being technical. I never feel that with her.
Yeah.
So I was surprised that they said that.
Well, when I heard Nigel's comments, I was like, she's going home. Like, you just hear it in his voice, like he knows, and he gives you that, like, good job, but this is it. Like, it's that sending off comments. I mean, bummer.
Sad.
She'll work a lot though.
She's going to work a ton.
I hope
Choreographer's
so.
over too. Oh, she will.
And I heard
She's
through the
really
grapevine,
good.
she was very positive, and she was just, it's just the beginning. She was very okay.
I mean, if she really does come from the ballroom background, hearing what we've heard from all the ballroom dancers who come on the show, they're like, anything mean the judges say to us, they're like, it's not anything we haven't either heard in the ballroom world, or like they're like way meaner.
Well, and she also, she's got some great mentors from the last 2 seasons. She sees where Whitney and Lindsay and Jenna are. They're fine. And even Brittany Cherry, she's doing great too. So we're all good. One thing I want to say about Nick, because we did get a lot of comments about Nick. He was on fire last week with comments. He's very open and honest. And I just want to say, we bring on guests of all different varieties. They bring different energies to the table. And 75% of you adored him, and 25%, I'm good at math, obviously. 25% of you were like, but just understand that we want to bring variety to you. And Nick brought variety last week. So we hear your comments. So whether you're on either side, we hear you. We appreciate the comments, but understand at the same time, we want people to be as open and honest as possible. I think that's appreciated.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, for me, I'm like, he's the winner of season 1. He can say whatever he wants.
I'm like honest.
I mean, I think some people were like, it was a little. He is a little edgy, but he is edgy off the air too. He brought
being him. Yeah,
he was being him, and that.
But he's also like one of the kindest, sweetest souls too. Like He's great.
We loved him, and we probably, if he wants to come back, he is welcome back. But I just want to address the people that maybe didn't like him. But everyone brings different energy, and we've had guests on Dancing with the Stars. And people are like, I hate them, but I'm not going to fault someone for being open and honest and giving their opinion, because we are an opinion show. Go figure. All right, let's move on to Jessica's solo.
Oh, so pretty.
So pretty.
Yeah.
I wrote she's a little sexy Alice in Wonderland. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm like, she's cute and sexy, and then this, and you're like, I'm gonna follow you wherever you're going. I don't know where you're going, but I'm excited about it.
A little bit of competition face, though. Did you see that? A little bit of like, she does that.
I get it from her sometimes. Yeah.
And sometimes I'm always like, you don't need it. You don't need it. You got it. You got the technique. You got the perform. Even when she doesn't do her competition face, I'm like, you've got a lovely presence. You're good. So, but I feel like she's peaking at the right time.
Yep.
Like, I feel like I lost her a little bit in the top 20, but now that we've hit top 10, I feel like.
I mean, poor thing had like the crazy dances.
And she had a different partner every week, which is really hard because
you can't build a connection with your
nope.
partner.
And you get a trust with someone, and it's just it helps you throughout the show to have one stable thing.
Yeah.
And when you don't have that and you have to, like you said, switch, it's really hard emotionally and physically to do. So I give her props for making it this way, and now, like you said, peaking and killing it.
Yeah. And I think we applauded her adaptability, because I was like, every week, sorry, your partner's gone, your partner's gone, your partner's gone.
And her shoulder is dislocated.
Yeah.
Like all the time, just popping in and out. So she's been through
hanging
it.
in there.
Yeah, she's really fighting for it. So
yeah, how tired are the contestants? Like, you remember, sort of this point, like.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
We get sleep. They don't hold us from sleep or anything like that. We get sleep, but I think it's a mental thing. We're mentally tired, mentally just distraught.
Yeah, because going in the show physically, obviously it's a dance show. It's going to be hard, but you don't understand how emotionally and
everything is magnified and just a big deal.
Because you get wrapped up in that world and you don't see anything else.
That's all you know.
Everything is a big deal, and you think that you're going home every second of the day. And you're so
everything
dramatic.
you do is wrong. Of course it's physically hard, but it's been done before, it's doable, but mentally I think is the toughest thing.
Yeah. And I was talking to them too, just asking them are you guys okay? How are you feeling? And honestly, right now they're so happy because they're like, we've made it.
They're on tour.
Yeah, they're going.
It's everyone left. Everyone on the show is capable of winning. That's why you're on the show. So at this point, it's just whatever happens. Obviously, some amazing dancers left last night. So they're just really enjoying just being back another week, and they're just
good.
thankful.
That's so cool to hear.
I know. I like to hear that it's not just like this is my competition. I've got
it's
to
not like
win.
that
And
at all.
it's good.
It is all love. It is all love. It's so cool to watch.
I'm glad to hear that.
Did you guys ever unpack your suitcases? When Fiction was on, he said he never
Nope, I didn't
unpacked.
unpack, no. I thought I was going home every week. You never know. I mean, when you all 20 dancers going into top 20, they're also amazing, or else
And
you
so
want to be on the
different.
show. So it's like you just don't know what's gonna happen. And I think last night was an example. Like you just don't know.
You never know.
And season 10 was killer, you guys. I mean, the competition was brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys
We
from
didn't
top
look at
20 all
this
the way
as a
down.
competition at all. We were all so close.
And I think that's what made it almost harder too, because then we were like,
When someone would
everyone's
leave.
leaving. Like, why are people being
Yeah.
eliminated? Like, and when Jen and I still so close, like when you're best friends with you in the bottom, and you're just
it's-
not like
yeah.
I don't want to go home.
And those
I don't
are my
want you
babes.
to go
I'm just
home,
watching.
so-
Yeah, it's
and then
it's
you
hard.
watching, it's like.
Yeah.
And we
it's
were
just-
hearing
it's hard.
when you're voted off, like after you say, goodbye in the show and everything, you don't go back to the apartment and get your stuff. Like you're done. Like they take you to a hotel, we were told.
Yeah, well, you have like a certain amount of time to like pack up your stuff. Like you do have to go back to the apartment, but it was just like so sad.
Yeah,
like because we were
it's
roommates
hard.
on the show, and so I remember just going back, and I was just like packing, and it was so weird to hear
I think
her
I might
like.
cry right now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, it was just like weird to hear her like talk about like next week, and I was like, it was just weird.
Yeah, because now your schedule, you're like, what is my schedule?
Yeah, and I was a local, so I was home that night, and I was in my bed like, I don't like this.
Yeah,
this is
it's hard.
weird. Yeah, it just didn't feel right, but everything happened amazing and
Yeah.
perfectly, and everyth's great. And wonderful.
We like to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going on to Rudy and Allison, Dirty Diana, which is.
Oh my God.
And this is one of, let's just like Michael Jackson history wise, this is one of his signature pieces he always used to do in concert. He had two dancers that would alternate each night and be Dirty Diana, which one of them was Tyne Steckline on his final tour. And she told this great story when she came on Dancing with the Stars with us, that the last night he was alive, it was at midnight, and they would come from an elevator like up to the stage level, and she was hugging him, and then they would do the number. She'd like come out and do Dirty Diana. It was her night to rehearse, and she's like, that's my last memory of just like hugging him.
Even imagine.
chills.
Yeah.
It gives me the chills, and every time like I hear that song, I think about Tyne and
gosh, that's
being on that tour,
amazing.
which is incredible. Let's talk about the number choreographed by Ray Leeper.
I love Ray.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And Allison and Rudy are just powerhouses.
Yeah,
so
so
like them
The
together.
energy was crazy.
Yeah.
And I just know Ray's choreography. Last year I did Blurred Lines with Marco, and
That's
Ray's,
right.
Yeah,
I loved that number.
challenging choreography.
Stamina-wise.
Stamina, because they had some lifts in there.
Yeah,
But
oh,
for
yeah.
Marco and I, it was just dancing side by side the whole time, no lifts.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was still like one of the hardest dances that I've done. So I know the challenge that
They were
they're
going through,
yeah,
and they like
and
murdered it.
It was
so
awesome.
good.
So
Yeah.
That's like an Emmy nominated type of piece. I mean, it wouldn't be
great.
until 2015, but I mean, that's the kind that you look at and go, it's incredible.
I want to be Allison. Like, are you? I mean, I curled my hair today. I'm like, I am this Dirty Diana that Allison is. If you didn't already love her, she won you over in this. And Rudy kept up, man, which is so hard because
he did so great.
I feel like she was making, like, the dance is very much about her, like the character of it all, anyways. And then for him to just like,
I
you
was
know,
watching both of them.
yeah,
I was. Yeah.
and just be able to keep up and like do all the things that they had to do. I mean, that, oh my God, the
yeah,
lift at the
slay.
end.
Yeah.
Oh, I screamed because I was like, oh, is he gonna get, okay, you did. That was planned. Okay. Like, everything was awesome. This was my favorite number of the night.
Mine too. And I think Rudy should be really proud of the number he went out on
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Leaving on that
That's
note,
what I told
that's
him. And I was like, it's better to leave like that, feeling like you left with your best thing, and you made such an impression on everyone.
Impression,
Jenna
improvement.
last year.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
like, Jenna went.
Yes, I loved that dance.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's the best
exactly.
way to, if you're gonna leave like that.
Yeah,
leave like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like leave with everyone being like, man, I wish they didn't
If
leave.
this was a week earlier, you know, I would have.
Totally, because I think this was my favorite dance that Rudy has done. I thought this was the best dance. This showcased him so well, and so like, what a way to leave like that. Like, on such a good note, on everybody
So-
being like, he's really good.
People, I mean, like standing ovation, like you could feel the energy
Yeah.
even
Well
watching it on
deserved.
TV.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
And I like when you see the choreographers that are sitting next to all them,
so
and they're excited. They're like,
the best.
man,
nailed
Best thing
it.
in the world.
Nailed it.
So supportive.
And Allison is one of those, another like sort of the comfort, the twitch, like how do you rise up to match their level of talent, their charisma on stage?
yeah.
I mean, Rudy's got the personality to match Allison, so there's no problem. But technically, he was not the strongest dancer that was in the top 20. And I don't think, I mean, it was in his package last night. He talked about like his teacher was
his
like,
package
he
was
was
so
terrible,
cute.
and we got him up to a level in the last 3 years. And over the last few weeks, we've seen
That's all it
So
huge
much
strides.
improvement. Oh my gosh.
Growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mandy Moore was like, I was telling him point his toe, point his toe. I was saying it like the first couple weeks. I'm like, why isn't his toe pointed? And there's a shot on the Fox website, and his like toes are pointed. He's got this beautiful extension. And I was like, I love to see that. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
I don't know Rudy, but Rudy, I'm just happy for you. So, just a quick note on Allison, because it was announced yesterday, she is going to be a pro on Dancing with the Stars for season 19. A lot of people talking about this. Let's just state for the record, she is ballroom trained, you guys. She's we've talked about this too, but she started at a Derek Huff studio. She's from Utah. That should qualify you for something, right? And she's got a strong choreographic background. So I'm not worried about her. I'm excited for her. You guys, I mean, she must have been excited hearing the news yesterday.
Yeah, and it's just a new. I mean, she's been all-starring and been with So You Think for a while now, and it's so cool that she's gonna do something new, like
Yeah.
just taking her career to another step. I think that's so awesome for her.
Yep. And you can go on YouTube at her Argentine Tango with Derek, and she's done Ballroom with the Twist. I don't know. I feel like I'm rattling off her resume, but don't worry. Everyone like Dancing with the Stars fans, they're worried. I'm not worried. I have complete confidence in her, and I think it's going to be an exciting season. So then we go to Valerie's solo with her red top shoes.
So cute.
Yes,
Awesome.
I love her.
Yeah.
I loved the black sparkly pants. Couldn't have been
Fantastic.
smarter.
Great
Like,
art.
yeah,
So
like,
cute.
just so good. And like again, very Michael themed. I
Yeah,
felt.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
You know?
it's
The
perfect.
tappers this week.
The tappers
I
are
love the
adorable.
tappers.
I do too. I don't know what I was never a great
So
tapper
cute.
myself, but like watching other tappers just makes me happy. And
And they're really good.
Yes.
They're really good tappers.
they are. And we'll go into the next dance, which, it's Makenzie with Zach. Choreographed by next week's guest, Spencer Liff. To The Way You Make Me Feel, which I love that song.
You guys got the best song.
We're so excited. We're like, yes, the classic. We're so excited for it.
So tell us what was like working with Zach in studio and
gosh.
Spencer.
Zach, he, like I was saying earlier, he's just the easiest person to get along with, and he's not stressed out ever. I remember being, like, last year, I feel so bad for Jacob. I was probably such an emotional mess, and Paul. Like, they were, like, taking care of me the whole time I was on the show. But he was so just, like, yeah, let's do this, let's do that. But he was so professional at the same time. He had the best work ethic, and I was so excited to have him. And I would love to do like a contemporary with him or something
Yeah.
too, like a more hands-on partnering thing. But doing Broadway with him, I was so excited because I feel like throughout the show he's been such a great partner for Jackie, and you hadn't really seen him dance. And last night you got to see a more stylistic side to him that I think he needed to show.
And tell us a little bit about Spencer, since we've got him. We love him, but
I love him, and I'm so thankful for him, which is really weird too. Yesterday was August 13th, which was the day I had gotten eliminated a year ago, because it was on Paul's birthday, and Paul's birthday was yesterday. And so it's weird that exactly a year ago I was coming back doing a Broadway routine with Spencer as an all-star. So it was like so ironic, and I'm just so thankful for him for bringing me back and to represent his choreography like that.
So great.
And he's just given me so much, and so I'm so thankful for him, and he's so genuine
I'm
and real.
seeing you guys grow from last season to this season has been awesome. I mean, I feel like now as an all-star, Makenzie, you're like really shining, and everybody's
Thank you
like,
so much.
because you were eliminated a little early. It felt like after the top 10, so you're like, it's cool to like seeing you do that Broadway number. You're like, yeah, oh my god, I forgot she was so good. Like it's
you.
just,
Thank you so
it's
much.
really
I
fun
appreciate
to
that.
see you guys come back, and I'm so glad that both of you guys were invited to be all stars.
Us too.
What is that like? What's that process like? Do you have an idea? Are they like asking you if you would want to do it, or is it just kind of like we want you to be an all-star and everyone's like, duh, like I'm in?
Yeah, well, it's different for you.
Yeah, they will contact and see if you're available.
You're like, yes.
Of course.
Yeah, which of course I was so excited for because I love the process, but I think being an all-star is like just enough because being on the show is so stressful, but like I want to come back, but you know.
I don't want to compete.
You're like, I'm still part of the family.
Yeah, but no eliminations.
So, they ask if you're available, and if you are, just hold the date open, and it's tricky because you have to see how everything works out because you never know who will get eliminated and stuff like that. So yeah, and then they asked me to be an all-star.
Yeah, that was the same thing, but I didn't know until the live show of last week, and I was there assisting Spencer for Catherine and Casey's routine. So I was like sitting there, and the producer had asked me like if I had those dates open, but it was so vague, and it wasn't like you're gonna be an all-star or anything. Yeah. And so I'm just like sitting in the audience, and then I see my name pop up. I'm like, what? Okay, cool.
That's how you found out.
Yeah, I was like,
that's
awesome.
like how the pros found out on Good Morning America yesterday. So there you go.
I was like, cool, guys. And same with yesterday, last night.
You didn't know you were. They're like, are you available?
Again, like availability. Like they had given me idea, but it depends on who gets eliminated and who's available. So you just really never know until then. So I was like, cool.
I love it.
Awesome.
One quick thing on Zach's number. This is a style that he could easily go into career-wise, so I just thought that was great
Yes.
that he
He
did Broadway.
wants to, yeah.
Yeah. Fiction is his partner next week, which I think is going to be amazing.
Yes.
We love
That's
Fiction.
I'm so
Fiction,
stoked.
we had him here, and we just like ate him up. He was so cute.
They're gonna be so cute. I hope
Yeah, I'm excited for
I hope it's like a nap and tap number where they like make them like brothers or like
my God.
something.
Yeah,
like
it's
remember
gonna
when
be
they
so
did
great.
the clown number a few seasons ago? Like I want it to be like that. Like just I'm so excited.
It'll be amazing. All right, we have to hurry along here because we only have a few more minutes. But Ricky Solo, I mean, what do you got to say? I feel like he's already won the show. I don't know.
Okay, that's hold in the splits. Are you kidding me? That was
Touching his
ridiculous.
nose,
He's
like,
killer.
on
Yeah,
fire.
We love him.
I could do that too.
Final number of the night.
Instagram video that for me, please.
It was not the final number of the night. Second to last number of the night. Jackie and Twitch. Dave Scott. I love his work. Slave to the Rhythm. What do you think? Did she match up to Twitch?
I liked her costume.
She did a very good job for a ballerina, and I was very proud of her. And I want her costume for my
I
daily
liked that
life.
shirt.
Yeah,
it was, like,
it was
the
so
long
cool.
coat. It was really cute. Marina,
but
she's
I mean,
awesome.
I just
know,
watched
Marina.
Twitch the whole time. I had to rewind it and watch Jackie again because it was just phenomenal. And I mean, watching Twitch do Dave Scott choreography, like, come on,
I know, it's
awesome.
a gift. But I thought she held her own. I mean, because when I hear ballet doing hip hop,
Yeah.
I expect. Okay, but I thought she held her own, and I was able to watch her and Twitch at the same time. So
She wasn't distracting by any means because she was like bad. You know what I
No.
mean? Like she wasn't. It was just I mean, that's such a gift for us to get to watch Twitch do that.
we love him. And she has Will next week. I think that might be kind of an interesting pairing. So. And then we move on to Jessica and Will doing a Mandy Moore piece to
that was
Earth Song. Yeah, this was beautiful, but I didn't connect to this one. Like, I looked and I was like, the movement is gorgeous, but emotionally I didn't feel anything.
I wonder if it's because they didn't feel as connected.
I didn't. I saw
together.
two separate dancers doing gorgeous work.
Yeah, I think I did too. I mean, I really liked it, and it was cool and different, which I really liked. And I think Mandy like really, created something that was cool and different. But yeah, it just wasn't my favorite for Jessica.
Yeah.
But it's not like she was bad.
No, she's never
So,
bad. So
It was actually one of my favorites of last night, and I think one of my favorite things that Mandy has done.
Yeah.
It was very different for her.
Yes.
But I thought,
The total package was awesome.
yeah,
like,
but I loved how different they
They
were.
were,
I think
yeah.
that was the beauty in it.
Yeah.
It was so contrasting, and even his dark hair and her like light blonde hair, like it was
Yeah.
so
and the
beautiful.
red. I mean, the visual of it was.
I thought it was so beautiful and very different.
I wonder if I watched it live. See, sometimes
Yeah, maybe.
live versus TV.
Maybe.
Yeah.
True. It comes off a little different.
It always does when you see
Yeah.
things live. You're like, oh, that was so. People at home are like, what? You just
Yeah.
never know. She's got a day next week. I think
That's going to be awesome.
Oh, that'll be
that'll be killer.
That'll be great.
I'm kind of excited by that. Before we wrap up, besides all the degree commercials that you're working, that I see you on, all the degree moments, we smell good, what are you working on, Jasmine?
Well, when I first got off tour, I was able to work with Sierra again, so that was so awesome. She's my favorite. I love performing with her, but she just had a baby, so we haven't done anything recently, but I've done some stuff with Usher, so that's been fun.
No big deal.
That's not bad.
I know she says it like
that ain't bad.
it's like a I love it though.
Usher's package of performing is one of my favorites.
Yeah, he's a great artist.
Yeah.
What else?
And you're back and forth between LA and Atlanta too, so
yes, I'm mostly here, but back and forth. I still live in Atlanta, so.
Anything we can keep our eyes out coming out soon that you're in, or?
Yes.
She's like, I don't know.
Just like music videos.
All right.
Sounds good. How about you, Makenzie? Besides you've got something? Yes, give it.
Just have more.
No, it's fine. You can.
No,
Go.
Do I know?
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So VMAs.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Who are you performing with?
I don't know if I let it.
Oh.
Is it the piece that Tice DiOrio is choreographing?
Okay, yeah, maybe.
She knows. Maybe.
But yeah, so those are a few things.
Sweet. We'll look out for you then at the VMAs.
How about you? Oh, well, we're going to see you next week, of course, on
I'll be
All Stars,
back.
which is super exciting.
Let's see. Well, I am a part of Stacy Tookey's company, so I got to be with her the past couple of months.
And it was in New York, right?
It was in New York.
Okay.
We were in New York for a month, and then we had performed the show a couple weeks ago in Long Beach at Dancerpalooza.
Yeah.
And just having her as a guide has been the most incredible thing. And I've got to assist a lot of the choreographers on the show on So You Think, which is just cool going in from the other side and helping choreograph and putting in my 2 cents. It's been really awesome as well. And I've done a couple jobs with Paul, which is really cool. We've gotten to perform past dances.
We had a lot of
and some
requests for
little
you and Paul to
things.
come in together for, by the way. We've had Paul on for Dancing with the Stars. We haven't had him on the season. He's been, with Derek Huff most of the summer, but
It's okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, I love him so much. That'd be so fun. But I've gotten to do stuff with him as well, which has been really cool.
He's adorable. We love him. He's so sweet.
He's great.
All right, well, tell everyone where they can find you online if they don't already follow you guys.
On Twitter and stuff?
Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, all the good stuff.
You can find us at Dance10 Makenzie, Makenzie, no C.
And Dustman Jasmine H. Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent. And
You
Chloe.
guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Chloe West X.
And I'm at Kristyn Burtt on Twitter and the Kristyn Burtt on Facebook and Instagram. Of course, as we said, we'll have Spencer Liff on with us next week. We'll figure out what we're going to do and slot in Courtney somewhere because we want her to join us. And we'll see you all next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.